If you're here to hear about the gods and goddesses, the magic and the mysteries of the ancient Near East, then you're definitely in the right place. Today's story comes from ancient Egypt, and it is about Ra's journey through the underworld. Did you know that there is an invisible river flowing across the sky? Flowing all the way across like a rainbow and then down through the underworld and out again. It's true, because what you see as the sun moving across the sky is actually the sun god Ra in his boat, a glittering boat called Boat of a Million Years, and it glistens with jewels of every color, brighter than a star, more colorful than a rainbow. But now look, it's late afternoon, and Ra has almost finished his journey for the day. His boat is sailing down towards the earth, and the mighty gates that lead to the underworld are opening. As Ra's boat sails through the gate, us humans see the sun going down. And as Ra enters the underworld, his boat is suddenly stripped of its gold and its jewels, and it's just another ordinary boat. And Ra collapses into his boat as his soul leaves his body. And the Boat of a Million Years begins its 12-hour journey through the underworld, through the night, the soul and the lifeless body of Ra inside it. A terrifying journey lies ahead. The underworld is home to all kinds of nightmarish dangers, serpents that breathe fire, a river that boils, even a serpent that wants to devour Ra's soul. If the Boat of a Million Years can't steer safely past all these dangers, and if Ra can't somehow come back to life within the 12 hours before nighttime is over, the sun may never rise again. The Boat of a Million Years sails on through the night. While up above, people wait in darkness, and there is no sign of the dawn. The boat sails on. 1 hour passes, then 2, then 3, and with that, the boat enters the kingdom of Osiris, the god of the dead. And here, Ra will face a judgment. His soul will be judged. It is the same judgment that every human will face when we die and we make our journey through the underworld. Look, here is the goddess Mart. You can see she's holding a pair of scales. On the one side, she has a feather. She reaches in and removes Ra's heart and places it in the other side of the scale. She will weigh the heart against the feather. If the heart is heavier than the feather, it means that it is full of sin, it is heavy with sin. And a demon is waiting to devour the heart, to devour Ra's soul and his life force, and he will be dead forever. The scale moves, the scale moves. Which will weigh more, his heart or the feather? The scale moves, the feather weighs more than Ra's heart. Ra's heart is pure and free of sin. She places the heart back in his chest, and he's allowed to continue his journey through the underworld. The Boat of a Million Years travels on through the underworld with the soul and the lifeless body of Ra inside. The boat sails on, and another hour passes, and then another. All around are terrifying creatures. But wait, there is hope. The god Khepri appears and joins Ra in the boat. Khepri, the god of resurrection and new life, who appears in the form of a scarab beetle. Surely he can bring Ra back to life? Surely? But he doesn't. The boat sails on through the night. Up above, people wait in darkness, and there is no sign of the dawn. We are now 10 hours into our journey, and in just 2 hours, Ra must come back to life, or the sun won't rise. But Khepri has had a plan all along. He joins the soul of Ra to himself, The body of Ra still lies lifeless in the boat, but his soul is now joined to the God of resurrection. The boat sails on. Just 1 hour left. Up ahead, the gates leading from the underworld have swung open. But what happens when we get there? There is no movement in the boat. We're almost out of time. And up above, people are still waiting in darkness, searching for any sign of the dawn. We're at the gate now. It's been 12 full hours. Time is up. But wait, there's movement in the boat. Is Ra's body stirring? Is he waking up? No. Khepri has lifted up the lifeless body of Ra and released it into the river. The boat leaps forward, a brilliant flash of light, and its splendor is restored. Gold and gemstones sparkle in the darkness. And as the boat shoots through the gate, the god Khepri makes a spectacular transformation. He rides out on the boat of 1,000,000 years, the manifestation of Ra, the life and soul of Ra, now part of the god Khepri. And us humans look up and we see the sun is cresting the horizon. And it reminds us, it doesn't matter how long the night is, there will always be a dawn. And so what happens to Ra now? Well, during his daytime journey, he's transformed back into himself. And do we need to worry that there will be a time when the sun won't rise? Of course not. Ra has been making this journey since the beginning of time. And you know what? He hasn't missed a morning yet. Thank you for listening. There are many Egyptian stories about Ra and about his celestial journeys. I've taken a lot of mine from a fantastic book called Ancient Egyptian Legends by M.A. Murray. And there is the Egyptian concept of the soul is quite beautiful and quite complex. They believe that when our bodies die, our souls continue, but that our souls have more than one piece. Our souls aren't just made of one bit. There are different pieces to the soul. And part of what happens when we die is that we go through the underworld and we get judged and our hearts get weighed. Little note on the side, yes, I've played with the story quite a bit because I'm making these stories so that kids can have some insight into the world of the ancient Near East and hopefully be as excited about it as I am and as many of us are. And the names of the gods, I have used the most common pronunciation, the pronunciations we commonly use in English because those are the ones that kids are probably going to be more familiar with. So thank you again.